Hey everybody, this is David with CinemaDeviant.com here. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 is the first, I guess, Disney movie based on Marvel characters. It's not a Marvel movie per se, or they don't want to call it that anyway. But it's based and influenced by Big Hero 6, which is a comic book from Marvel. Um, the, it's not a group of heroes that are very well known, which it kind of is taking a little bit of a gamble per se, but they did the same thing. Well, Marvel did the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, and look where that got them. So Disney went ahead and made a gamble on this, and it turns out that it's working for them anyway. Um, this film, obviously, basically what you have is a genius kid um, avenging, something that happens to his brother, basically. Him and uh, a group of kids that are, I guess you could say, are uh, you wouldn't normally see together or mix up, team up, and they form a superhero group, basically. Um, and they go after the main antagonist of the film, which is Yokai, I believe. Um, I just like to call him Mr. Kabuki because he has a Kabuki mask. Um, and this guy usually I guess, controls these little nanobots. They're like this big, that big, and with these nanobots, he can just create whatever his imagination, can think up, which makes him very dangerous. And you also have Baymax. That's the main tie that brings everything together in the film is this huggable balloon-like robot. uh, and obviously you have to have something that's going to attract the kids, which Baymax is that. He's just that. My son dug Baymax a lot just because of the funny moments that they had. Uh, Disney's made a good uh, choice in mixing their funny moments, but also with their emotional moments. They mix them together really good. It makes the films um, better for a wide audience, you could say. Anybody will be able to sit in there and enjoy the film. There's little jokes here and there for the adults, um, as well as obviously the funny moments for the kids, which is always good. There's this really funny moment in there where Baymax is, I guess, losing power for the first time, and Hero has to hurry up and rush him and get him back home to charge him. He's powering down basically midway as they're getting back to the house, and he talks very much like this. This is a perfect example of humor that is for everybody. Um, Again, a kid, he's gonna, or he or she is gonna look at this and just look at it like, well, it's a robot that's his battery's dying. His battery's draining. Um, the way Baymax was talking and reacting to things, every adult's gonna look at it and say, "That's a drunk guy. That's a drunk man right there, trying to get back home, basically." And a friend trying to hold him up and get him back inside without anybody knowing. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. Uh, some of the interactions in it, were pretty funny between the two, and then obviously the moment that you saw in the preview, which was Baymax holding the the cat, and he keeps saying "Harry baby." I thought that was probably one of the more funnier moments of the film. But there was plenty of moments that are like that in the film, and that's what made it so likable. Disney's made, I guess, a business out of mixing emotion in their films, and this one was no different. Basically, in the first like 10, 15 minutes, you have an emotional moment, and in the final like 10, 15 minutes, you have an emotional moment, and they just sandwich it together in the middle of all this action, and it makes for a really great film. I mean, it's one of those films. It'll hit you hard, especially the final moment, especially I think, and it was fun. It was fun all around. Great for the kids. Uh, Adults will like it. Uh, it has sequel potential, obviously. Um, and there, if you pay attention very closely, even though again, like I said, it's not a Marvel film, but it is based on Marvel characters, and you will see like little hints of that here and there. Um, I believe I saw Boba Fett in there somewhere, as a toy, not actual Boba Fett. Before people start freaking out, um, but you will see like little nods here and there to some of the Marvel, some of the Marvel universe, you could say. And then there's a really big one that if you blink, you'll miss it. Um, and then just like any other Marvel film, um, this one, you have to stay after the credits. There is an after credits scene to this movie, and you don't want to miss it. It's not a huge, after credit scene, but it is pretty substantial to the point where you'll dig it. I think it does involve a certain somebody that's very well known in the Marvel, I guess, universe. You could say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say any more. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a really great film. Baymax is so very likable, and they made a great decision. He's very different than what he is in the comic books, um, and a lot of these other heroes are also. Their comic versions of them are a little different, and of course they had to change them up a bit because it's inspired by a Marvel comic book. You don't want to actually do an actual adaptation because then it's going to be considered a Marvel film. But they did a really good job at changing things around and making all the characters, all of them, all the characters very likable. Um, and that's something I could appreciate a lot. I'm very positive that they will be doing a sequel. They will be announcing a sequel anyway pretty soon, and we'll be seeing more of Hero and Baymax and Big Hero 6, and maybe we'll see them, venture out of their home of San Fran, Tokyo, or San Francisco, I believe. Thanks for watching. Hope you dug my thoughts on Big Hero 6. Um, do me a favor, do me a solid, if you will. Subscribe down below, and share this, if you can. I do appreciate it. And give me a thumbs up on there as well. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of Big Hero 6. Where do you think, the film could go after this? Who do you think that they would, or who would you like to see in the sequel? I would say. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to visit cinemadeviant.com for all your movies, news, reviews, trailers. Subscribe to the Botsquad Podcast on iTunes. And again, thanks. Bye.